Hey everyone, it is Elson932 on YouTube. Thank you for joining me again. This is Love is Blind Germany. I'm going to cover episode 4 in this video. But please do me a favor, like the video, show your support that way. We are getting really hot and spicy in Germany. I didn't expect it, but Germany is delivering. But let me grab my notes. And as I said, we're on episode 4. So we left episode 3 where Sally is sobbing in the private lounge before reveal. She is crying. She says she doesn't feel like she knows who she just met. Sally? Okay. He said, he's talking and you're hearing the overlay and he's standing there, the doors close, and you hear a producer telling him something. He's told at the reveal door that Sally has left the set, meaning she has left the experiment. Sally just up and left. His face said it all. His face said it all, and I felt for Medina. He was so hurt. He felt it with the uncertain hug, he said. And it's not right for her to leave and not talk it through. It shows him that it's a no. Okay, I'm going to say something. I do not mean to belittle Sally and her beliefs. This is not a tirade about that. But Sally, you said that you prayed about this. And you knew that this is where you should go. You were looking for a sign, and this was it. Sally, your belief is looking shaky. The least you could have done is tell Medina, hey, this isn't really working for me. I'm not sure what it is, whatever it is. But why show them? Okay, let's move off of Sally. Why show this couple? I'm going to ask Love is Blind and Netflix, why are we showing this couple? They're not connected to anyone else. So you just went through all of this. I talked about Medina's gift giving. We talked about everything with them. They did not need to be shown. Quite frankly, I'm sorry, but Medina and Sally didn't move the needle for me. They could have just been left in the can, not shown, and we wouldn't have to see Sally sobbing, and we would not have to see the disappointment Medina suffered. They could have been left on the wayside. Love is Blind, you did both of them a disservice. That's all I'm going to say about these two. It wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary. They were not connected to any other people but each other. So next, we have Tolga and Shilah's reveal. It was a hesitant reveal. He don't like her. I'm sorry. Tolga don't like that woman. He does not like how she looks. I'm not saying that to be insensitive. I'm just saying that Tolga just doesn't like what he sees. And that's okay. That's okay if he doesn't like. That's the show. But he turns his cheek in the hug. You know when you go in a hug and you think the person going to kiss you and you definitely don't want them to kiss you? That's the kind of cheek he gave her. He puts his face into her neck. That is a classic Casanova avoidance of the lips. That's all I'm saying. So he proposes, he gets on one knee, she says yes, they do kiss. And he says he feels he made the right decision. And then he says, it's amazing, you won the battle. Because he was an arsehole. And I'm like, dude, she won the battle? Didn't you win? So she won the battle, so you're the prize. I'm watching you. I'm watching you, Tolga. He said he was excited and nervous. I don't believe it. I don't believe, Tolga, you were excited and nervous because you keep on saying she won you. Not you feel like you've gotten something great with her. So, y'all, we have our couples. We have 5 couples. We have Hanny and Daniel. That was first episode. We ain't seen them in the past 3. Then we have Elias and Alina. We have Marcel and Jen. We have Shella and Pascal. And now we have Tolga and Shilah. We see Hanny and Danielle at the hotel. They are off to Greece for their honeymoon for a few days before they move into an apartment together. Now, Hanny and Danielle, they laugh, they have a good time, they're talking about daily activities and chilling on the loungers. Tolga and Shilah, he, thinks the room is cheesy. He sees the animal towels and the rose petal. He thinks it's cheesy, it's not his vibe, and he just messes up the animals on the bed just to mess it up. I was like, even if it's not your vibe, why do you have to mess it up? Okay. So he said, you got what you wanted. He tells Sheila that, you got what you wanted. Did I make the right choice? And she's like, yes, because I'm here with you. I like that Sheila has a comeback. He likes it too. He said he likes her spicy side, and they are a toxic couple, both of them. I guess y'all deserve each other then. I'm sorry. We have Alina and Elias. She says she has butterflies. Y'all know how I feel about these butterflies. They ain't butterflies, y'all. It's gas. Stop chasing butterflies. You can't catch the butterflies. Golly. He said he prefers the pool rather than the ocean when she says she loves the ocean. And when asked, he said there's less sharks in the pool. Elias, I agree with you. There are less sharks in the daggone pool. Then we have Jen and Marcel. They are very passionate together. They are kissing deeply. And I again wanted to cover my eyes on another makeout session with a couple. She says she's being more lively and engaging than usual. So are you lying to him? Are you faking the funk, Jen? I don't like it. Are you putting on a show for him because you think that's what he wants? He's happy with regular stuff. Come on now, he done told you. So he said it took him a while before he could see her on the reveal. I'm guessing he's nearsighted. He couldn't see from the long distance. So they talk about tattoos. He has a man on his forearm in a very meditative state. It meant something. The one we can see, and he pointed out, is a palm tree close to her wrist. And she said, yeah, I got that palm tree when I was drunk in Miami. And I'm like, they are not even. He's talking about all his tattoos have a very deep meaning to him. And she's like, hey, I just got it because it was spring break. So he said there is chemistry there, and he does make her chuckle. I don't know, Marcel. I don't know. I ain't seeing the chemistry y'all got. I ain't seeing it. I mean, dude, I think you feeding me a load of crock. But anyway. So Shella and Pascal, they, say they're feeling very familiar already. Okay, that's good. He said it's hard for him to process, but he does not see her as his fiancée. Pascal, why did you propose then? Why did you propose? You can't see her as your fiancé. Why propose? You propose to make someone your wife and your fiancé first. He said he always looks on the downside and the negative side of things. And he said maybe it's self-sabotage. But it's unrealistic to think that everything will be okay. Pascal, you self-sabotaging real bad. Shella ain't done nothing that we've seen. Again, this is an edited show. It's also translated to English for me. So it is produced for our entertainment, and we will take it as such. He said it's unrealistic to think everything will be okay. Okay, cool. Everything won't be okay. But what do you do with that, Pascal? Do you wallow in it, or do you say, hey, things could be better, and let's work together? I don't know. Next, we have Tolga and Shilah. She says he is lucky because she will cook for him one day. Okay, she got skills. And Tolga says you have to cook. Tolga, the Casanova F-boy that you said you are is not showing up right here for Sheila. So Sheila is like, no. If you behave, then I'll cook. Tolga's like, he always does. And does he have a choice other than to behave? Then he tells us, is this what marriage feels like? Like a prison? Ooh, he said he has a different Sheila. He doesn't have the strong career woman with no emotions. The Sheila in the pods is not the Sheila on vacation. I'm like, is this good? I thought he wanted no emotions. I thought he wanted somebody to, get back at him and stand up on her own. I thought he wanted that. Now he got it on vacation. He don't like it. Okay, I'm watching you, Tolga. Elias and Alina, he's looking forward to their first night. He's asking her about the first night. She's like, hey, we can spend the first night talking. He says he wants to cuddle. And she's like, then he could sleep on the couch. And he said this is increasing his excitement, this banter about what could happen. Elias, in this conversation, you're coming on a bit too strong. You're coming off like you need physical touch. Not want it, but you need it to speed along. So I'm watching you. What happens if she's not ready? How do you respond? Then we have Marcel and Jen. She is not comfortable with him looking at her intently. He said he likes what he sees and he is just processing. Jen, y'all have been behind a wall for 10 days talking. He's finally seeing you, seeing your mannerisms, seeing what you do. And I will say this. Marcel, thank you for sharing your experience that you grew up in foster care. The way you explained it, it doesn't seem like it was positive. But for folks who were raised in a very unstable environment, I'm thinking Marcel is studying her. I think Marcel is studying Jen, her behaviors, her responses, her facial interactions, so that he can keep everything good. So that he can react in a certain way. How does she behave? How does she see this? He's studying her. So that if he does something that she doesn't like, maybe he'll adjust. It's giving him information. So, Marcel, I think you're being... the system itself is triggering you to pay attention to someone to make sure that if they come sideways, you can protect yourself. That's all I'm guessing. So he does suggest that they sleep outside. And I'm like, dude, we on this nice plush bed at a hotel and you want to sleep outside? But he's our one with the universe dude. She says she won't run away, but what she does when she's upset is she shuts down. Especially if she's uncomfortable. And she's not just quiet, she gets cold. Her wall goes up. He said this is great information. Yes, it is, Marcel. And Marcel, you are getting Jen to just open up a lot. We see Hanny and Daniel in the pool. She talks jealousy with him. Can she wear what she wants? Now, Hanny is a gorgeous woman, aesthetically pleasing to the eye. When she's talking about can she wear what she wants, he said yes. She's like, without you? He's like, where are you going without me? Okay, now, Daniel, you're deflecting. What do you mean, where's she going without you? Y'all not filming 24/7. She has a life that y'all going to try to merge. She will be places without you. So my question is, now to Hanny, what are you wearing without your mate? What are you wearing that you're so concerned? What happened in your past that someone in your life says, why would you wear that out without me? Daniel answered a question. Is it okay for her? Are you okay with her wearing whatever she wants? Henny, you're about to be a wife. I'm not saying you need to dress drab, but you have to consider your person. Daniel, you're now meeting this woman. You have to consider she had a life before you. Y'all have to talk and meet in the middle. So they are going on about they like each other's smell. And I'm like, okay, this is where it gets real heavy. When you like the person's smell, the échange, why am I having a French accent on a German show? When you like the smell of a person, when you like their armpit smell, the neck smell, the back of the ear smell, when you know your person's smell and you like it, ain't nothing much they could do to really throw you. You like that smell, y'all are connected on a whole other level. I'm sorry, I'm just a smell person. If I can't stand your smell, your sweat, but if you like the person's smell, that's what's up. So they're kissing in the pool. They're cuddling on the lounger later. and they're laughing together. And she seems like she's waiting for the shoe to drop because she was talking about that jealousy. She says usually she does not let anyone kiss or touch her so early. So I'm with you, Hanny. This is a very accelerated program, and having someone access to you so quickly, I totally understand. I get it. I wish I could talk more about it, but what you're giving me with the whole jealousy is, one, you want to get to know him first. You did say you appreciated that he knows who you are, but I understand. And it was a great way. You told us that. I wonder how are you telling Daniel? And what is his response to that? Because he said you don't usually let anyone kiss or touch you. Well, maybe you know what? The odor of Danielle is just letting all of her walls fall. That's all I can say about that. Pascal and Shella, he, talks about going to sleep because they have a lot planned tomorrow. Does he like this woman? Everybody we see is getting ready for the night, cuddling up and like, oh, nobody building a pillow fort. People are like, can I put my feet next to you? Can I touch you? People are getting closer physically. Pascal's got his two hands behind his head on the pillow. You over there, I'm over here. He's like, yeah, let's go to sleep because we have a lot of activities tomorrow. I don't think Pascal likes Shella. I'm sorry, it's breaking my heart. I think they could have been good together, what we saw in the pods, but now Pascal is showing me he don't like that lady. I'm sorry. The next morning, we have Alina and Elias. He says the first night was amazing. He's ready for more, but it's okay. Okay, long as he like it, I love it. He gives her a massage. He does ask, and she removes her top for the massage, and he apparently has a good technique according to her. Okay? She says he is very attentive. Then they flip the script. She massages him. He asks if the massage comes with a happy ending. Elias, you're talking too much about slapping skins. You're talking too much about beaten meat. I'm sorry. It is seeming like you are here to just get physical with someone. You're constantly showing that. Again, it's a produced show. I'm not thinking you're always talking about that, but it's too many times for the camera to even have this spliced together. I'm thinking, will you shut down if she takes too long to get physical with you? Are you okay with the massages? Can we stop with the innuendos? Happy ending massage. Dude, come on. I can see she's a little uncomfortable. Not totally, but she's like, do we have to talk about this? Marcel and Jen, they go jet skiing. After that, she's talking so much, he is just watching her. And she asks, are you tired of me? He's like, he's just curious about how they will be around others. And she says she'll be extra. He says, you know what? He's not liking some of this because she's just talking, filling up the space. He's just watching, observing her. He said, but you know what? This is only the second day. Maybe she'll get comfortable. Maybe she'll settle in. But I'm like, he's sitting there looking at her, observing her. You can just be quiet, Jen. You both said you don't need to fill the void with sound. You could just be quiet together. But I think she has a nervousness. When she said, are you tired of me? I think there's something in her past there. I think Jen has been told she is exhausting based on what she said. And I don't think she's exhausted. I think she's just nervous and anxious and really wants Marcel to like her. Danielle and Hanny, she said because she is beautiful, she never felt that folks wanted to get to know who she was on the inside. She said she feels safe with Daniel because he didn't see her at first and he knows who she is as a person inside. She said she was always treated like she was an accessory and carried around like a purse. So I'm guessing men, treated her like she was the trophy or the pretty lady on their arm. So she said he got to know her and like her from the inside out. And she never felt like she could talk to anyone like this before. It was a very open conversation. It was a very meaningful conversation. I loved their connection. Tolga and Shilah, he says it was different in the pods. She says, yes, it's not at the beginning, but he says he was responsible for how she felt. And I'm like, he's pulling emotions out of her. He's so sorry she had to go through that with Hannah and all. He's pulling emotions. I think Tolga wants someone to actually show the emotions. And Shilah reverted back to her very classic, you know, successful woman in a corporate world persona. And I think Tolga needs more emotion. Like Hannah was giving him emotion. So Tolga says it's important what his parents and sister have to say because he's not going to introduce another person to them. Tolga's like, I'm marrying one time and done. But he's not sure how Shilah and him can get through everyday life. Now, what one thing this Netflix Germany is doing already on the 4th episode, the couples are meeting. The couples are meeting. And I'm loving it. Elias wants to know what everyone's night was like. And I'm like, why are you going to ask on the first day you see them if they slapped skins the night before? Come on now. But he really wants to meet Hanny. He wants to see, because remember, he was cast aside for Daniel. Mm-hmm. Marcel is worried that he will see his type of woman in someone else. See, Marcel, that's telling me you ain't really about Jen. You're really about Jen. But I know Jen is being exhausting, but she just needs to breathe and stop. Just calm down a bit. So when they all meet up, when, not all, but few of them meet up, it's hugs, everybody's laughing, having a good time. Tolga says everybody look good together. And then, see, this is where y'all shady, Netflix and Love is Blind. Y'all leave Hanny and Daniel the last to walk in. When I tell you they look good together, they look amazing. And Elias was shooketh. Elias was shooketh when Hanny walked in. She was the only one he said there was a possibility of him being with other than Alina. But remember, she cast him aside the way the producer showed us. She cast him aside and he ran to Alina. So he ain't happy with the second choice. He shooketh. Hanny came in and whoof, blast those doors open. Sheila talks to the girls about Tolga and his pretty eyes, and she's bubbly. You know that way the woman talks about her man? Oh my gosh, he is so good, and he's so attentive, and he's so this. Meanwhile, while Sheila telling the girls how great Tolga is, and how she like him, Tolga's over here telling the men things are difficult for him. He is not comfortable. She is suffocating. It's like a hand is on his throat and he can't breathe. Woo-hoo! He says he is supposed to be happy, and he is absolutely not happy. Y'all, I don't understand. Tolga, let me say that again, because he shooketh me. While she's talking to the girls about how wonderful her man is, Sheila is telling the girls how wonderful Tolga is. He is sitting over there with the men, telling them things are difficult. He's not comfortable. He is suffocating. He can't breathe. He is supposed to be happy, and he's absolutely not. Y'all, Germany is bringing the spice and the fire, because we ain't seen this in a long time with the Love is Blind. One man says, give it a day or two at least. We didn't see whose lips were moving at the time. I didn't know. I don't recognize the voices. I think it's Marcel. If history shows that Marcel was like, give it a day or two, before making decisions. So Daniel goes over to the ladies' table because the ladies are like, the men are serious over there. They must be talking crap. Daniel comes over. Daniel's very self-aware. Daniel's aware of the room. He goes over to the ladies. He hugs his girl. And they're like, oh, you here for the gossip? He's like, yeah, I'm here for the gossip. And then after a period of time, Hanny goes over to where the men are sitting. I'm like, is she testing this jealousy thing? Please tell me she's not. So she asked the men who would they like to see. Tolga immediately says Hannah. Tolga's like, oh, Hannah. Hanny offers to describe her. She says, hey, Hannah and I were besties in the pod. That's my girl. We know Hanny. She good people. But I don't know, Hanny, with you talking about Hannah like this, I don't know y'all being besties. Now I got to side eye Hannah because I'm looking at some of your toxic behavior. So before she can offer up what Hannah looks like, Tolga is like, does she look Turkish? Hanny is like, yes, she does. He smiles and sits back. He was looking for that. He's like thinking now, ooh, Hannah. So she says Hannah is funny and sweet and knows how to live life. She's very cool. Now remember, he just said he's suffocating with Sheila. He's like, this is what I want, I want to be relaxed. So Elias says, who did you want to see? And Hanny says, you, because I could not picture you. He is fishing, y'all. Elias is fishing for compliments. His woman is right over there and he fishing. So Tolga's like, y'all dated? See, the men's lodge, I told y'all, they weren't saying names. I guess not till the end. They weren't saying names. So Tolga is on his game. He's like, y'all were a thing? He says, yes. Hanny says, he was my number 2. Ooh, burn. He was second place. He's my number 2. Elias said he was her sidekick. He was her side chick. And it was not enough for more. He wasn't enough. So he thought, though, that Alina was a blonde. And he sounded like he was disappointed. And here's Hanny sitting next to him as a blonde. Elias, you letting your slip show? Hanny goes and sits with Elias. They go separately to sit. I know the show always likes people who are 1 and 2 to sit and have a conversation. And she says she has not tested Daniel's jealousy yet. Girl, you do not need to test this man. You'll know him. Hanny wants to see Elias's tattoos. She is flirting heavy with him, y'all. The hair is flicking. She does have her purse between them on the seat. So there's a lack of proximity. But y'all know you can flirt without touching a person. She's just giggling, flicking her hair, looking around. She is into him, looking at him. She's flirting with him overly so. Elias says he knew she would be good looking. She's like, oh, you think I'm good looking? She is eating it up. Then she says, we are going to get questioned later. Because we see Daniel say, hey, I'm going to have to keep an eye on her. And we see Alina saying, I don't know if this is just a situation or is he overly a flirt. Alina's looking uncomfortable. Alina is looking very uncomfortable, like she's no longer having a good time. Elias says he wonders what might have happened if he had been with Hanny. Hanny says she can be open with him and that's unusual. She likes him and his personality. He won't lie and say that there's nothing there. He said the truth is not always pleasant. And that is the end of episode 4. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to see where this leads. Because in the previews, it looks like Hanny and Elias are having illicit conversations and connections. But thank you for joining me for episode 4. Next week, we will have more episodes dropped on Netflix. And I hope you will join me for my recap and review. Thank you so much. Leave comments below because I know y'all got questions. I know y'all fired up like I am. And I'll talk to you over there. See you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.